Hello students, I'm R. Mukherjee. Students, today I'm going to explain the story that is Jamun tree. And as you know that this unit is based on the theme environment, and I have already sent you a video describing the theme environment. I hope you have watched it. Students, as you know that the trees are the most important natural living components of our environment. And hence this story is based on a tree, that is Jamun tree. Students, do we really relate ourselves with the plants we see in our immediate environment? Do we have informations about plants we see every day? We think we know them, we know about them. But if I ask you to write 10 lines on a mango tree or Jamun tree, what will you write? And if you think about it, then you will realize that we actually do not care about something which keeps us alive, which gives us food to eat, oxygen to breathe, stop climate change, offer cooling shade, purify air, check soil erosion, cause rainfall, etc. And trees are also homes of birds and animals. And moreover, they add grace and beauty to our homes and community. So let me give some informations about Jamun tree. Okay, the Jamun trees are actually native to India and Indonesia, and they're tropical, evergreen tropical tree. Jamun tree can survive more than 100 years and can grow up to 30 meters tall. Its wood is hard and water resistant. And Jamun tree actually blooms in March, April. It blooms in March, April. And the flowers of Jamun tree are favorite for honeybees. Swarms of bees descend on flowers to collect nectar of the flowers. And the honey made of the nectar of the flowers is medicinal. Jamun tree is in English called Jamun fruit in English is called Java plum or Indian blackberry. And this fruit actually appears in the hot summer in the month of May and June. And Jamun fruit is also considered very good for diabetic patients. So these are some basic informations I have given. You can collect more informations. Now let us see how the writer described Jamun tree in this story. Now in the first three paragraphs, the writer described the Jamun tree which stood in the backyard of the house of Ricky, Jonak, Monpi and Tinky. Ricky, Jonak are brothers and of Monpi and Tinky are obviously their sisters. Now writer says that it was a tall and stately tree. It was a tall and stately tree with dark green leaves and twirling branches that cloud into the sky. Now students, here the writer used the adjectives tall and stately to describe the tree. Here tall means more than average height. अगर किसी चीज़ का या व्यक्ति की ऊंचाई औसत से अधिक हो तो हम tall शब्द का प्रयोग करते हैं. And I already told you that Jamun tree can grow 30 meters tall. Okay. Now, what is the meaning of stately? Stately means very large and impressive. Very large and impressive. The synonyms of stately are magnificent, majestic, grand, etc. We can say majestic tree, or very grand tree. Okay, and there the dark green leaves means lush green, very healthy green. Okay. Now here I would like to tell you a very important point, that leaves of a plant in a अगर एक पेड़ के सारे लीव्स की हम बात कर रहे हैं तो हम फिर उसे लीव्स नहीं कहेंगे. As you know that leaves is the plural of leaf, but when we say all the leaves of a plant, we use the word foliage. Now foliage means the leaves of a plant, collectively we call it foliage. अगर एक प्लांट के सारे पत्तों को के लिए हम शब्द का इस्तेमाल करें तो foliage word यूज़ होगा. If we say that the foliage of Jamun tree, we mean all the leaves of Jamun tree. So I hope that you understood. Now the writer described the branches as twirling branches. Twirling. So what is the meaning of twirling? Twirling means revolving or rotating or spinning. हिंदी में हम कह सकते हैं घुमावदार. Okay. Now in the next para he says, the writer says, the Jamun tree was a source of joy to the children. They loved to climb its knotty, gnarled branches and play hide and seek among the foliage. So here writer described the branches as knotty, gnarled branches. Okay. The Jamun tree was the source of joy to children. Ricky, Jonak, Monpi, Tinky, they loved to climb its knotty, gnarled branches and play hide and seek. Hide and seek, you know, लुका छिपी जिसको हम हिंदी में कहते हैं. तो वो इस पेड़ के जो ब्रांचेस हैं उसमें वो ये खेलते थे, लुका छिपी, hide and seek. Now I would like to tell you the meaning of knotty, gnarled. These are adjectives used to describe branches. Knotty and gnarled branches. What is the meaning of knotty and gnarled? Now knotty means having knot, and gnarled means knobbly, rough or twisted, especially with age. पुराने पेड़ों के जो तने एवं शाखाएं उम्र के कारण ऐंठ जाते हैं तो उसको हम gnarled branches कह सकते हैं या gnarled trunk कह सकते हैं, तना. तो एक gnarled means ऐंठा हुआ जिसमें गांठ हो. आपके लिए मैंने एक चित्र ढूंढा है, इसको दिखाता हूं मैं आपको. ये देखिए. Now you can see. ये स्पेशली मैंने ऐसा चित्र लिया है जिसमें foliage नहीं है. Foliage means just I told you the leaves, so that you can see the twirling branches here. No, these are twirling branches. Okay, घुमावदार. Twirling means घुमावदार. So twisted, revolving or spinning. And ये जो आप गठान देख रहे हैं, ये जो इसे कहा जाएगा gnarled, knotty, gnarled trunk branches. I hope you understand. और ये जितने भी पुराने पेड़ होंगे उसमें ये आपको दिखाई पड़ता है. So you must remember the word knotty, gnarled. Here G is silent. Okay. So I hope you understand. Okay. Now in the next paragraph, the writer says that in the next paragraph, the author described that how the children used to spend their summer vacation under this tree. As you know that May and June are the months when Java plum or Indian blackberry ripen, So the writer says that at first these appeared in tiny unripe green clusters of which gradually swelled into juicy purple colored fruits. Now, what is the meaning of unripe? Unripe is the opposite word of ripe. Unripe is the opposite of ripe. Okay, let me show you the meaning. Now, ripe is an adjective, and it means a fruit or grain developed to a point of readiness for harvesting or eating. We can say that a fruit ready to eat, जिसको हम हिंदी में कह सकते हैं पका हुआ, सो उसके लिए शब्द इस्तेमाल होगा ripe. The opposite is unripe. Unripe में जो पका हुआ नहीं है. But the verb form of ripe is ripen, and the V2 and V3 ripened. Okay, you must learn all these words. Very important. Now here the writer actually how he described the fruit, how the fruit appeared first and then it developed in its full size. So he used different adjectives. Tiny unripe green clusters of jamun which gradually swelled into juicy purple colored fruits. Now swelled into means puffed up or to expand in size or volume, or we can say develop. So वो जो एक पहले appear होता है जामुन, वो कच्चा जब होता है वो बहुत छोटे unripe green clusters means bunches में appear होता है, फिर वो gradually means slowly develop होता है juicy purple colored fruit में. So ये descriptions को आप थोड़ा ध्यान से देखें so that you can understand the language. So as I told you that this jamun tree was the center of attraction actually for the children, and they spent the whole summer vacation under this tree. And as you know that jamun fruit actually blackberry or jamun is ripened in May and June in the hot summer. So the writer says that the tree bore so much fruit that children from the neighborhood dropped in too. So the children from neighborhood also used to come to eat jamun. So the writer says and ate as many jamuns as they could. The backyard always resounded with the shrill cries of happy children. Now here he used the word resounded. Resounded means echoed, and shrill cry means high-pitched sound. So बच्चे जब खुश होते हैं और खेलते हैं तब वो चिल्लाते भी हैं, बहुत जोर से चिल्लाते हैं. वो जो आवाज़ है उसे यहाँ shrill cry कहा गया है, और इसकी प्रतिध्वनि से वो जो बैकयार्ड है वो पूरा गूंजता था, ये राइटर कहना चाह रहा है. So I repeat, the tree bore so much fruit that children from neighborhood dropped in too and ate as many jamuns as they could. The backyard always resounded with the shrill cries of happy children. So to eat and enjoy the pulpy, juicy Java plum, children from neighborhood used to gather there, and the backyard was echoed with high-pitched, happy sounds or happy. Here shrill cry means high-pitched sound. So the children used to be very happy, and they used to play there, and with their happiness, the cry of their happiness, the backyard was resounded always. So this is a very interesting thing, you know. Now the writer in the next paragraph, in the next two paragraphs, in fact, the writer described that the syrupy sweetness of jamuns, you know, not only attracted the children, but also invited many visitors. Now, who were these visitors? These visitors were the creatures, birds, animals, insects. They used to come to eat the jamun, and they also used to visit regularly. And some of them had, in fact, the jamun tree was habitat for them. You know, some of them. So here the writer says that the syrupy sweetness of the jamun invited other visitors too. A pair of squirrels who lived in the nearby bamboo grove came regularly to nibble at the fruits. So I will not read the lines here. What I would like to highlight here, that the writer used many adjectives and action words to describe the creatures as well as their actions. So, for example, a pair of squirrels nibble at the fruits. Scores of beautiful blue bottles to drink nectar from the fruit. Honeybees to collect nectar. Ants to carry off fruits which had fallen onto the ground. You will find all these words and phrases in the next paragraph. And there were so many birds which used to visit the jamun tree, magpies and parrots, sparrows, etc. So, students, I request you to read the whole story. I will explain the rest of the story in my next video, but I'm giving you some homework here. Now, you will when you read the story, you will find that the writer mentioned about the Bihu festival of Assam in this story. I would like you to collect the information about Bihu festival, because Bihu festival is celebrated in Assam thrice in a year. So this is very interesting festival, and you must know about this festival. So please collect information, and then you collect information about two trees which are connected to a festival or religion. This is going to be your project work. You can see page 17 for this. There is a project work. You will have to collect informations about trees. Okay. So you can collect tree information about mango tree, people tree, etc. and note it down, and then in the next video I will explain the rest of the story. Thank you very much.